To Twitter we go. Aaron Gleeman, the geek. Minnesota Twins have the third best record and third best run differential in the American League, behind only the Yankees and the Astros. They also have a winning record versus all three divisions. Pretty wild stat there. I didn't know that. Our boy Nash Walker on Twitter. The Twins are the same group we knew on opening day. Incomplete. They've benefited from a bad division and have an opportunity to fortify the roster 15 short games from now. He's not wrong, Reggie. I mean, Twins lead in the Central, 4.5 over Cleveland, 5 over Chicago. In fact, another good one from Gleeman on Twitter. Cleveland is now 2-8 since those back-to-back walk-off wins against the Twins. Momentum in baseball is a myth. Reggie, quick takeaways from this weekend's series, where the Twins stand in this soft division, and with 15 games before the deadline, people want to know, are they going to make a move for more pitching help? And if so, who's it going to cost?
So they do need to make a move, I believe, for some bullpen help. You know, I'm not really sure who you want to give up for that. Okay, here's a wild card. They've had all the success that they've had so far this season, largely without Miguel Sano. Maybe he could be a piece that they could look to move.
Interesting.
For a good arm, you know, like he's a guy that, you know, is the difference maker when he's out there, but maybe it's someone that, you know, you found a way to work around, and you're like, wow, like, you know, because we're all thinking like, wow, he's going to be coming back soon. Where does he fit in? Like, and who do you remove out of this lineup to put him in there? And, you know, sometimes he's had some struggles with some strikeouts and things like that. Hasn't been the most efficient player when he's out there, but he does have some pop in that bat, and you can always, you know, use that and enjoy that aspect. But maybe you do something like that, you know, him as a trade piece for, you know, some type of a good bullpen arm or two, you know, because they do need some help. I think one thing that really kind of concerned me watching this series this past weekend was just how I don't even know the word to describe it, but just how the pitching was from top to bottom, whether it was starters. You know, Sonny Gray ended up getting hit pretty good on Friday, and then Saturday the pitching wasn't very good top to bottom either. Like it seemed like every first or second inning or something like that, you saw the Rangers going up 2-3 runs. You're like, oh dang, here we go. And, you know, things kind of stabilized. The bats from the Twins were able to kind of overcome some of that. And that's pretty cool that, you know, no matter how far out of reach the game looks, the Twins can kind of hit themselves back into the game. That's good. But then when you got the bullpen just giving up even more runs, you're just like, well, shoot, like, how do you even stop this avalanche? Like, it's just one of those, like, bleeds that you can't, you know, put enough pressure on. It's just, you just kind of bleeding out with some of this pitching. And that's the concern moving forward. You know, you've kind of been lucky, if you will, with the White Sox really not hitting their stride like you thought that they would. And then the Guardians really being really inconsistent this season. You know, as you said, 2-8 since, you know, those heroics against the Twins a few weeks back. And you're like, well, that's kind of been the saving grace to keep the Twins up. But just imagine if the pitching was a little bit more consistent from the Twins, how much further their lead would be in the division.
A rare pitching performance from all three starters this weekend, something that we're not used to seeing. However, something that many fans and experts predicted would be the case all year starting in April. Ryan, Gray, Smeltzer combined for 14 earned runs in just 12 innings. Joe Ryan now 3 poor starts in a row after coming back from that long break on the COVID list. Just hasn't looked the same quite yet. But on brighter news, I'm a glass half full guy. Not one, but 2 of your Minnesota Twins were selected to the All-Star game. No surprise who they were. Byron Buxton, Luis Arraez. I could sit here and go on and on about all the stats. Arraez making batting 350 look easy. Buxton's 23 home runs. And more importantly, on pace to play 122 games, twice as much as he played last year when he only suited up for 60. I want to keep digging because I want to know from a team standpoint, who are the team's next 3 best All-Stars as we sit here today? If Buxton and Louis are 1 and 2, who's 3, 4, and 5 for the Twins?
All right, I think just from gravitas
Yep.
alone, you put Carlos Correa in there at 3.
Agreed. Yep.
Looking at the roster right now, you probably go.
I think Johan Duran's got to be in the mix somewhere.
Yeah. If you're gonna do pitchers, yeah, you do Duran. It's funny because before this past start, you probably go Sonny Gray as well.
I could see
In
him
there.
being flirting with that, if not in the top 5, maybe number 6, just right there for sure.
Exactly. Or then, maybe you look at guys like Jorge Polanco or Gio Urshela. They've been pretty consistent this season as well. But I think the lineup has been solid. Any given night, you may have, Larnick hitting a home
Right.
run or Garlic, hitting a home run or
Miranda, Kirilloff.
The other night it was Kepler.
Right.
He hit a bomb. I wouldn't put him in that all-star category, but, different times that, different guys have stepped up. Nick Gordon, he's hitting bombs.
You're like solid, dude.
You're like, dang, like, okay, where's this coming from? So I think the lineup is in good hands from top to bottom. And, there are other guys that, you could have seen as possible all-stars. Like you'll see if something happens to one of the other reserves or the starters can't go, I can see them sneaking Correa in there, as an all-star. But, I think this team is solid from top to bottom, and it's cool to see guys like Arraez and guys like Buxton, in the first year of this new contract that he signed, make it to the All-Star game. I think that's kind of like the best case scenario.